All right, we have some insane goo that we're trying out.
First ball.
Let's cook Jared. All right, so with the Justice Hunters format, myself and Jared saw that you guys were asking about the Regenesis build back in the other video when we won that box tournament with the Regenesis bestial. And I was trying to cook up a list. There was a very nice cash one that I came up with that I brought to locals. And I mean, it didn't do terrible. We went, what was it, 2-1, those locals. We just lost to Yummy, but it was a crazy game because we lost game 1 pretty fast. And then we like destroyed them game 2. We went all the way to game 3 and the match was only like 7 minutes long. So it was kind of crazy. But yeah, I just been talking to Jared, theory crafting, trying to put this together, and we came up with something. I wouldn't say it's super crazy, but I mean, just unexpected maybe. And all right, so standard in this one, we have our 3 Archfiends. Let's see, and then we have 2 Warriors this time. We usually play this one at 1, if I remember correctly. And then we have our Omnigate at 1. Crazy, right? There's a reason though. That is about it for Regenesis names, I think. And this is the secret sauce. Vanquish Soul. We have 1 Geolong. I mean, we just don't want to draw this because it's water or an irrelevant attribute. And Warrior is fire and Archfiend is earth. So we typically only need to, we really need to have dark, fire, and earth in this deck for it to go to its fullest potential. And the Vanquish Soul and Regenesis names just happen to share a lot of the same attributes, which is great. But yeah, I mean, this is always still good. Use it more as a utility card now because of the negate, but I mean, don't really do anything other than that because it's a level 7. And if I remember correctly, I don't think we might have like a level 7 on XCs in the extra deck, but we'll see. I can't remember off the top of my head right this moment. Single Caesar, we got 2 Madlove to search the field spell and the trap. Triple Burger, this is the card that has the most synergy, or the only really synergy with Regenesis, because it's a 2500, it tags out, special summons itself with its own effect. And together with the attributes from the Regenesis monsters, you can just have the rest of the effects online, except the draw, of course, because that requires the dark. But this is our money card. And we have Triple Raisin, pretty self-explanatory, and the best card in the deck, Holy Shoe. A few cards of non-engine. Bestials, they're 25s, they're darks. Also part of the tech, and we did this in Regenesis. Magnum, as you know, searches the dragon. In the Regenesis bestial build, we search either dragon, depending on what we had in our hand, or search one of these other 2 guys. Funny enough though, even though it doesn't look like it, Caesar is a dragon. We can search Caesar off of Mag. Then we have hand traps. I just love using my Japanese ashes. But yeah, triple ash, fire, and just one of the best hand traps. Bell, making a comeback because it's an earth, and there's so many decks that just take advantage of moving stuff out of the graveyard. So some decks is just kind of devastating to be hit by a Bell because like you just lose your whole interaction. And Yummy, I mean, you tag out the synchro to special 2, and that's cost. So you lose the synchro, you get belled, you have nothing in field. And then we have a Shifter. It's good. It's a dark attribute, and if we draw it, we draw it. It's great. Like, I mean, it doesn't hurt us very much. And then removal, and also an earth. This Kaiju, which is 25, which most Kaijus are still 25 as well. But yeah, it's just great resources, great synergy. I just love it. And then we have our spells, triple stake your soul, need it. The 1-ofs with Start and Snow Devil that you can both either search or by Madlove, usually the field spell, because this just gets set by the field spell anyway. And then on the Regenesis spells, we have Code and a single Regenesis. I could argue that you could probably play more than this. This just feels more comfortable because you don't want to see that many spells and a Vanquish Soul build. And like, I mean, if you are in the grind, Vanquish Soul is gonna like more than any other situation, just give you that extra push to get those games and those wins out in difficult matches. And I mean, you don't want to be breaking in these cards. And I mean, I wouldn't say they're necessarily bricks, but this locks you out of the extra deck, which I mean, we don't value it as much as a typical Vanquish Soul build would, because we have our some plays off of board breakers, and I mean, we can also play off of our deck only, which is just fine if it comes down to that. End draw is like not a thing very much this format. Then we have 7 Tachyon, which I actually stole this tech from Jared. He has been doing really well with K9 Vanquish Soul. He topped a regional recently. He won major OTS events as well in the World Celebration during Worlds. And yeah, we use Tachyon with 106 to search Holly Sue in this build specifically. He searches other stuff. He has more targets, but this is mostly what we're doing. Like, I mean, we want to break as less as possible. And last card, standard Rhoda. I'm going to search that Raisin. Then we got our XCs. 106 as a target, a Typhon, Zeus, heavy XCs build. So Zeus is always great because one of your XCs is always going to attack. Number 90, Galaxy Ice Photon Lord. This can be made with 2 Archfiends. So if for any reason we have double Archfiend on field. So Caesar is also an 8, the one of, but I mean, we have triple Archfiend and Caesar. So like if we ever need an next Renegade and the game stays just in that situation, we can go into Photon Lord. Takeover with Big Eye. And these are mostly for the Nash Knight package. So we have 104 Masquerade, which we can also use 106 in this case. We have Nash Knight, and the CXYZ Nash Knight. We have a Vanquish Soul Rocks, and more toolboxy than anything. Have an Exoton Knight, Smasher, because I don't know, we have a lot of cheesy ways to cheat out games in our side deck. Why not just complete the whole package with Smasher, right? And then we have our Lynx, 2 Rocks, 1 Knight, and this one, which is kind of crazy in my testing. I don't know why a lot of people are having a hard time outing it. A World Gears. It only requires 3 level 5 or higher monsters, which basically our whole deck is that. Like, I mean, there's a lot of force for sure, but it's easy to make. And if you use different attributes, you can just pop every other card on the field. But then, I don't know, if you have set Snow Devil, you can just chain it and protect your Vanquish Soul monsters. Which, I mean, sure, you're gonna lose your Regenesis monsters, but that usually happens in your opponent's turn. Still, like if for some reason we did not activate Snow Devil during the opponent's turn, we can go this and then chain Snow Devil, protect all my monsters, and like everything else gets destroyed. And sure, the field spell is gonna get destroyed. And we can't use this protection on every other card because it's also being targeted for destruction, but I mean, Snow Devil does the trick. And that's it for the main deck and the extra deck. Now we have our side deck. Let's see. All right, and on the side deck, we have a Winged Dragon of Rosphere mode. I was talking about this with Jared, and I was playing Lava Golem before, and it's better in a certain situation. Because we use it for attribute. It's attribute-wise, Lava Golem is great, because this is not even light, it's a divine. But I mean, in the grind game, this is very good, because I mean, it just gets rid of a problematic board, because most decks right now, sometimes, with the exception of Draco Tail, they end on 3+ monsters. And I found myself playing this deck in a situation where my opponent, a good example, Vanquish Soul K9, they have 3 to 4 monsters in board that are very problematic, and removing 2 is just not enough. Because I either have to, well, I have to pick my poison, because I either remove Umber Horror, or Ripper, or I get rid of, I don't know, the Nash Knight target or whatever. So this, just get rid of all 3 of them. This, still from Alice, just a Chaos Hunter, because I mean, it does kind of the exact same thing as Lancia. Like, I mean, of course they have to special summon something, but when this is on board, they're not going to be able to banish anymore, and it hits multiple decks. It's dark, attribute, and 2500, so it's a Regenesis card too. Then just for body beatdown, this is great skill drain. Flip this, GG's basically. No other deck has monsters in their main deck that are as big as Regenesis and Vanquish monsters, so you're just losing. Tikaboo. This is amazing because it works in both decks for Regenesis and Vanquish. So I mean, they don't share a lot of types. You're gonna find yourself in, I don't know, where maybe you'll have to send one monster, two at most, but it's not often, and this is just perfect for both decks. So I mean, sure, have to hard draw them, but if you see them, that's just amazing. And this is what I was talking about earlier in the video with the cheese. We have triple banquet. This is how we beat that yummy with the Regenesis cash. They just scooped right when we resolved this. Had a lightning storm and triple Raigeki because aside from Vanquish, every other meta deck right now has a hard time dealing with their monsters getting destroyed. There was a match on round 3 of last week where I double Raigeki a Yami, and he thought hard on the first Raigeki and just kind of play around it and try to like set a half board, not even that good. I just went, oh dang. Well, anyways, Raigeki. And they literally just like waited another 8 minutes thinking about it and scooped afterwards because they had no follow-up. And then lastly, thrust, just to search our normals and non-engines if we need to. Specifically, there are other 2 copies of Banquets. And lastly, Change Your Heart. I mean, it gives us another body. If it's a chunky monster and it resolves, you have something to attack over other stuff too. So yeah, we've stolen games with these cards. But yeah, this is the profile. Hopefully it goes well. Testing has been going decent, so let's see how we do.